Alright, let's get practical for a minute and talk about how you can actually identify these artificial colors when you're standing in a grocery store aisle trying to make better choices for your family. The labeling system we have in the US is theoretically transparent, but in practice, food manufacturers use every trick in the book to make these ingredients less obvious or concerning to consumers. First, the basics. Artificial colors are required to be listed in the ingredient list, and they have specific names you need to recognize. Red 40, which is the most commonly used artificial color in the US, might also be listed as Allura Red. Yellow 5 is tartrazine. Yellow 6 is sunset yellow. Blue 1 is brilliant blue. Blue 2 is indigotine. Green 3 is fast green. These aren't friendly-sounding names, which is probably why manufacturers would prefer you didn't notice them. The ingredient list is required by law to list components in descending order by weight, so if a color appears early in the list, that's a heavily dyed product. But here's where it gets tricky. Front-of-package claims can be deeply misleading. A product might scream, made with real fruit, or show pictures of fresh strawberries, but flip it over and the ingredient list reveals artificial colors and no actual strawberries at all. This happens constantly. Products labeled as natural flavors might still contain artificial colors. Those are separate categories. Some manufacturers have started using terms like colored with natural ingredients or no artificial flavors, while still including synthetic dyes. They're hoping you'll gloss over the color issue while focusing on the flavor claim. Label examples I've analyzed show this pattern across dozens of products. Another tactic is using multiple colors in small amounts to avoid having any single one appear too prominently in the ingredient list. Instead of a large amount of red 40, they might use red 40 plus yellow 6 plus blue 1 to achieve the desired color, making each individual dye less noticeable. The front-of-pack versus ingredient list discrepancies are often shocking. Products with cheerful, wholesome packaging imagery contain ingredient lists that read like chemical catalogs. Dietitians I've spoken with recommend always ignoring the front of the package entirely and going straight to the ingredient list and nutrition facts panel. That's where the truth lives. Shopping tips from nutrition experts include learning to recognize the color numbers because they appear across so many products. Once you know what to look for, you start seeing them everywhere. They also recommend shopping the perimeter of the store where whole foods live, rather than the center aisles where processed products dominate. When you do buy packaged foods, choose products with ingredient lists you can pronounce and recognize. If it sounds like something from a chemistry lab, your kid probably doesn't need to eat it. Simple swaps can dramatically reduce exposure. Regular fruit instead of fruit snacks. Plain yogurt with real fruit instead of dyed yogurts with artificial flavoring. Whole grain cereal without colors instead of rainbow puffs. These aren't complicated changes, but they require conscious attention to what you're buying. The food industry is counting on you not reading labels, not questioning the bright colors, not thinking too hard about what goes into those convenient packaged products. Prove them wrong.